Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a makeup tutorial. It has been a long time since I've done a makeup tutorial, but we are all in quarantine right now. So I figured what better time to sit here and play with makeup. So if you want to see how I got this makeup look, it's a very bold one, then keep on watching. Let's put this hair back. It's gonna look weird, but I don't have any of those like little clip things. All right, so I honestly have no idea what I want to do. I just know that I haven't really played with makeup in a really long time, so I want to do something with color, but I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Tape my face. I haven't done this in a minute. If your bottom lash line were to keep going, that's where you want your line to be. I did self-tan last night too, and I'm not doing complexion yet, but we'll have to work with that once I get to that part. But I'm going to prime my eyes with some concealer. This is just the CoverGirl concealer. I've actually been really liking this one a lot lately. I'll probably use this one on my face too. I normally like to use the primer instead, but I don't have it on me right now. I think it's in my kit, and I don't feel like digging that thing out, so we're using concealer. Really doesn't matter. And I'm using a Morphe M173 brush. This is such a really good concealer brush. Actually gonna be using the James Charles palette for this. I know like this is, I feel like really old, but like I feel like nobody's using it anymore, but it's the only palette that I really have that has colors in it. So going in with this guy, and then I'm gonna just go in with Canvas, which is like that regular matte tan shade. And I'm just pressing this in all over the concealer just to set it so that way we don't have a lot of movement with the other eyeshadows. All right, we're gonna go bold. I'm gonna go in with the color Brother, and this is like a really matte purpley blue look. And I'm just starting this off on the outside of my eye, and then I'm gonna bring it into that main crease and just kind of use circular motions to just start moving this product in a little bit. It has been crazy with this whole coronavirus. I won't talk about it too much because I know everybody's probably like already sick of it, but how do you not talk about it when it's literally the only thing going on in the world? I'm out of work for a total of 3 weeks as of now, and that could change. Our spring break got taken away because I am a teacher, if you're new here, and our spring break was supposed to be the second week of April, and now that's when the kids are supposed to come back. So I also had a trip planned to Florida to visit my best friend, and now I'm working on trying to cancel that, not only because of the virus, but now I'm supposed to be going to school or going back to work when I was supposed to be going on the trip. So now I'm working on canceling that, which is really annoying. If you ever flew Spirit, then you know how much of a pain they are, and they don't do money back. They don't do refunds, which I didn't know. So now I'm working on trying to get my money. Well, you can't get it back, so it's a credit. So I'm probably just gonna have to go visit my friend in the summer or something, because you have to use the credit within 6 months, which I think is so stupid, because how are you gonna tell people that like, oh, you have to use this within a couple months? Like, people can't just up and leave their jobs whenever they want. Like, usually when people go on trips, it's at a time that like they literally can. So I just am like so aggravated. I was on hold for a half an hour with them. Nobody ever even answered. I wound up hanging up. I was like, this is so annoying. Because I was trying to call someone to be like, I know there's a lot going on. Like, can I get a refund? But nobody was answering. Now I'm just like blending out this blue up into the crease. I'm bringing it a little above the crease, but not too much. I'm really mainly just trying to focus keeping it like right in that crease. I'm going to go in with the color Cola. This is a little bit of a deeper matte blue, and I'm going to stick to that, kind of go over the same spot, but stick mainly in the crease with this one. How have your guys' lives changed during this? I mean, honestly, I'm like loving being home. I'm getting more content out for you guys. I've been going for runs, which, who am I? Literally never go for runs. I haven't added any more product. I'm just kind of using whatever's left on the brush to kind of blend out a little bit more. When you do a deep color like this, like either a dark color or a bold color, you definitely want to make sure that you are constantly blending. Like, you cannot blend enough, because the last thing that you want is a harsh line of that bold color. I never cut the crease, but we're gonna try. I'm going to use a Morphe M224 brush, and I'm just going to take a little bit of concealer on there. And I have tried this before in the past, but it never really worked. Okay, that's not that bad. That was way easier than I thought it would be. I'm actually going to take the same brush, but obviously a clean one, and I'm going to go in with this Hello color, and this looks so pretty. This is like the prettiest blue, and I'm going to just pat it right over where we just put that concealer. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. Way better to use your finger for shimmery colors like this. Oh my god, you get so much more out of the product too. With the smaller spots, I'm actually going to go in with a Morphe M124 brush with the same color, but that way I can kind of pack it on a little bit easier in those smaller areas that I can't really get my finger, especially if you're somebody with long nails. Acapella, something like that. So I'm just going to use the same brush that I used earlier. It's a smaller one, M456 brush. And I'm actually going to just kind of press that color here so that way we don't have this like as harsh of a line. We want to kind of blend it a little bit. The blending brush, this is an M441. Going to go in with that transition shade again and stick to kind of where the brow bone is and kind of blend out any harsh lines of that blue in the crease. So for primer, I'm going to go in with the Professionals, and this is the hydrating one. I've actually really been liking this one. The original Professionals is like one of my favorite products ever. If you've been following me for a while, then you already know that. I use that product for like, oh my gosh, everything. Even on days where I'm not wearing makeup, I like to put the Professionals like right around here, right in my T-zone, and it just minimizes the looks of my pores, and it feels really good on the skin. For foundation, I'm going to use the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Foundation. I have been loving this one. I tried the one that's in the jar that's supposed to be more hydrating, but I actually like this one better, and I have really dry skin, but I feel like this one just looks better. And I'm using a Morphe M439 brush. Definitely like a medium to full coverage, and it's buildable. I'm not going to add too much more because I don't need it, but I do like to have a little bit more coverage around the cheeks because I feel like that's where my pores show through. A lot of redness I get in my cheeks, so I like to add a little bit more in that area. For concealer, I'm going to go back in with that CoverGirl concealer that we used earlier, and I'm in the color Buff Beige. This is 150. I'm only going to actually start with like a little bit because I don't know if I'm going to have to go in with a darker concealer. I do like my concealers to be a little bit lighter so that way it brightens up under the eyes, but I don't like it to be too light, especially because if you take a picture and your concealer's too light, like, did you ever notice on people's Instagrams or something, like, their under eyes are so bright, or like their T-zone, and I'm like, girl, like, get a shade darker in your concealer. Like, you can still have it brightening under the eye, but you don't want it to be white under your eye. Okay, this is good, so I'm going to add a little bit more and then do the rest of my face. I always like to do around my nose because I get really red there. And then I'm just using my beauty blender to blend it out. Alright, now I'm going back in with that concealer brush just to get in the corners of my eyes and under my lash line, just because I can get it a little bit easier with this brush. For powder under my eyes, I'm going to go in with this Extraordinary Translucent Powder. Honestly, I don't even know where this came from. I feel like this was a FABFITFUN find or something, but I do like it. I really don't mind it. And it's really, really white, but it's really fine. So I feel like you actually don't get flashback with it. And I'm just going to use the sponge that I just dabbed my concealer out with, and I'm just putting a little bit underneath my eye. And then I always do my smile lines because I get them really bad. Whatever's left, I'm just going to do the rest of my T-zone, press that in. Using a Morphe E48 brush, I'm going to blend all that out. I'm not baking today. Don't need to, and sometimes I find when I bake, I have really dry skin anyway, so I feel like it just kind of like cakes on my skin, and I do get flashback if I take pictures when I bake, so I don't need to do that today. Hello. For my brows, I'm going to be using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in taupe, whatever. I've been using this pencil forever. I love it. It's such a great dupe for the ABH, the Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Benefit one. Like, they're all really good, but I found this one so cheap. It's only like $7. And I honestly don't do this like real perfect. I kind of just give myself an outline. And I don't even touch the front of my brows. My brow routine has been the same for years. Like, I have not even changed it. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I mean, it works. And I don't really do anything to my brows. Like, I pluck a couple here and there, but for the most part, I don't even touch them. So I am still using the ABH Dip Brow, and this is in soft brown. And because when I use just a plain brow pencil, it does not stay on my skin because I have very sparse areas, especially over here because I have a scar, so I don't have hair that grows there. So if I don't use the dip brow, it like doesn't stick to my skin. So if you're somebody who doesn't have like any brows at all, I would try the dip brow because it just stays on regular skin. Like, you don't have to worry about it coming off at all. Benefit 24-hour brow setter, just to keep my hairs in place because my hairs in certain spots are really long and they like to do their own thing. So MAC 212, any kind of flat brush like this will do. And I'm going to go in with that deeper brown, that deeper blue. This is that cola color. And we're going to focus right on that lower lash line with this. And I'm bringing this in a little bit more than half. With any kind of pencil brush will work. This is a Morphe M431, and I'm going to go in with the Brother color. This is a little bit of the lighter matte eye pencil by Urban Decay in the color Electric, and this is like really bright blue, but I'm going to use this on my waterline. Ooh, that just blended everything together. I don't really like, in the James Charles palette, I don't really like the highlighting colors that he has. They're really gold, and this is more of like an icy blue. So I'm going to go in with a different highlighting shade. In the Naked 2 Urban Decay palette, I'm going to use Booty Call. This is a really good highlighting shade. The inner corners of my eyes and right above on the brow bone. This wouldn't be a finished eye look if I did not do a winged liner. So I'm going to go in with the Stila Stay All Day liquid eyeliner and create a wing. Ooh, yeah, girl. For bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Hoola Caramel shade. I really like this a lot. And I'm going to use a Morphe M405 brush to contour. I really like this brush, but the only thing I don't like about it is I found that Morphe's brushes with the white bristles, they always shed like all over the place. So I will, when I'm done with this, I'm literally going to have bristles like all over my lap. And then since we already have a lot going on with the eyes, I'm going to keep the blush kind of simple. I'm going to do a matte blush, and this is Milani shade 01 Romantic Rose. This is such a pretty shade. I love this. And it smells so good. I don't know if it's just me. Please let me know if anybody else does this, but I feel like it smells like my mom, her, like, the makeup that she had growing up when you would, like, go to your grandmom's and smell her makeup and, like, look through it. I just feel like, did anybody else do that, or is it just me? Because that is literally like the vibes I get from the smell of this, but I love it so much. All right, and then for highlighter, I'm going to go in with Benefit's Cookie. This is such a good, pretty highlighter. This is more of like an icy highlight, which is why I want to use it today because it's not too gold. If anything, it's a little bit more pink, but I like that it doesn't have any gold reflex in it because we don't want any gold for this look. That'll throw us off. Ooh. I love doing the tip of my nose. I feel like it just gives a little boop. Not too much on the forehead because that jawline already big. We don't need to accentuate that. Next step is lashes. So I'm first going to curl my lashes. I have the Tweezerman curler. Not a big fan of this, but what curler was I using? I was using the Shiseido one, and I really liked it, but It is a little expensive. L'Oreal Voluminous eyeshadow primer. I always use a primer because I feel like I don't really have any eyelashes. So using a primer makes a big difference for me. MAC Extended Play for the lower lash line. I always use this one for the lower lash line too because it's really small. And on the top, I'm just using a Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. This is like a mini one. I'm actually kind of struggling right now with mascaras. I need to get some because I don't really have any, so I'm like using the travel size ones that I have. I'm not even gonna tell you what this freaking lip liner is because, okay, all right, okay. Like a regular nude anyway. For lipstick, I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the color Crush. This is a little bit more of a pinky, but I love this. This is like my go-to one. This one and the more nude one, I love them. Like this formula is my favorite liquid lipstick formula ever. For gloss, I'm gonna put a little bit of Buxom. This is the color, I don't know. I have a green dot on it from when I worked at Ulta. It's honestly like their most popular sold regular pink one. This is the Scandinavia Makeup Finishing Spray. I just got this in my FABFITFUN box. All right, that is everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. It's been a long time since I've done a makeup tutorial, so let me know in the comments below what you thought. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. I have a lot of content coming your way soon, so make sure that you hit the little bell so that way you get notified of every future upload. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!